What's the current market like for the MBA cycle? Is an MBA even worth it? What's the visa process like for international students? We'll be answering all of these questions today in this video. Hi, my name is Ekta Kumar, and I'm a first-year MBA student at Cornell. In this video, we'll be discussing all of the steps that you guys need to do to get into the USA, especially if you're an international student, and also the tips and tricks that you can use while applying for your visa application. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, let's ask, why do you need a US visa? So as an international student, a US visa is a must-have. It comes in handy whether you're recruiting or traveling with your MBA classmates, or trying to get a job on campus. This is incredibly helpful if you're interested in traveling to multiple countries, whether it could be for leadership treks or even excursions that might be in different countries as well. And it's just really helpful to have that visa when you come on campus. Most MBA schools require you to have a student visa, which is called an F-1 visa, and we'll discuss that as we move on further with this video. So for example, if you have a US visa and you want to fly to Singapore, you won't need to get a separate visa when you're in Singapore. They'll just give you the Singaporean visa directly, and if you have a US visa, it can just make things a lot easier. But you simply show up with, let's say, your US visa in hand, and they'll give you the Singaporean visa with some amount of money. So outside of leadership treks and traveling, a US visa also allows you to stay inside the country for 90 days. And this can be really important when it comes to recruitment purposes. The next question is, what type of visa should you apply for? So the visa that you should apply for is called a student visa, which is known as the F-1 visa. And there are some simple steps when you are applying for the F-1 visa, and we'll go through them step by step. The first step is to fill out the DS-160 form. Make sure to fill this out carefully, because once you fill it out and you make the payment, it can be really difficult to get another form to refill it. So make sure when you have the DS-160 form that it is filled out incredibly detailed and carefully as possible. Because once you fill out the DS-160 form and you submit it, you can't really resubmit it again. So again, make sure that it's very detailed and don't make any mistakes. Next step is to fill out the US application form, which will also be another form that's required for your visa application. After that, make sure to make a payment. Now, there's 2-3 ways which you can make that payment, either directly through a bank transfer or through a wire transfer. Another thing to keep in mind while you're making a payment, make sure to not pay twice, because once you've made the payment, they won't be able to refund it. And the next part of the process is an appointment. So there are 2 types of appointments. You have a fingerprint appointment and an interview appointment. Once you get that appointment and you take your biometrics, then you'll have an interview appointment. After that, you'll get an email when you can schedule your appointment and your interview appointment. You'll have to go for your interview appointment. So after all of this preliminary stuff is done, let's take a look at day 1 as what you'll actually need when you're going into your interview appointments. So when you walk in for your visa appointment, you'll need 3 documents. First, you'll need your passport. Second, you'll need your DS-160 form. And third, you'll need your visa application form. So make sure to bring all of these documents with you when you're going in for your interview appointment. Once you have all of these 3 documents in hand, make sure that you have enough time when you're coming in for your visa application, because it'll take them some time to look over your passport details and get your fingerprints done. So at first, your passport will be verified, then they'll take your biometrics and they'll give you a slip. So make sure that you don't lose this slip while you're moving ahead with the rest of your visa application. Now let's talk about day 2, which is the embassy day. So here during the embassy day, you'll be going to the US embassy that is in your country, and you'll be having an interview appointment where they'll ask you a couple of questions as to why you want to study at a particular MBA program, why you want to be in the US, simple questions like that. So for your embassy day, make sure to bring your passport, make sure to bring your DS-160 application, and also make sure to bring your visa application. Make sure to bring your passport to the embassy day, your DS-160 form, your visa application, and also the offer letter from the MBA school. Also, you can bring in your flight tickets when you're going to be arriving in the US, and it'll be easier for them to answer that question of what your entire plan is when you're going into the US. Make sure to bring your itinerary as well, so it gives them a better and more clear idea when you're going in for your interview appointment. Other than that, also bring a cover letter, financial documents, if you have any documents when it comes to your family's, let's say, net worth or any property that they might have, any assets that they might have. So it's very important to bring in your income statements any other external financial documents that you have when you're walking into this interview appointment. When it comes to questions in their interview, they can ask you a lot of different questions. Some people get very minimal questions. They don't ask like a lot. They ask you, why would you be in the US? Why are you planning on going into the US? What are you studying? So that's, some people get very minimal questions. Other people get grilled very, hard. So it depends on, it just depends completely and entirely on your interviewer. Also, another note that I would say is that when you're going in for your interview application, make sure to dress formally, not too much, but professionally. So if you get your passport back after the interview, that means your visa has been rejected and you have to apply again in another cycle. So there are different ways to be able to get a decent visa appointment. Sometimes people apply later in the night when there's more slots that are available. But hopefully this helps anybody that is applying for a visa for different MBA programs, whether they're in different countries and international students as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you have seen any of my other videos, please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching all of my previous videos and this video as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.